Eldergrove was a quiet village. It was very old. Sleepy lanes curled through it. Tall trees cast long shadows. The village felt far away from everything. It was a place of secrets. Secrets waited there, under the dust. People did not talk much about them, but they knew. Above the village, a hill rose. On the hill stood a monastery. It was made of old gray stone. It looked dark and empty now. Its windows were like vacant eyes, staring down. It had been silent for years, so many long, quiet years. A forgotten place, some said, best left alone. For over 100 years, no sound came. Not a single sound from the monastery on the lonely hill. Villagers whispered stories about it. They never went near that place. They said the hill was haunted. They felt a deep chill there, always, even on warm summer days. A chill that came from the stones and from the ground beneath. Autumn leaves fell softly in Eldergrove. The air grew cold and very crisp. Shadows stretched longer each afternoon. A spooky feeling settled over the lanes. The monastery watched from its high hill. Cold stone, silent stone, waiting. It seemed to draw the shadows to itself. The wind whispered around its towers, like a sad, forgotten voice, a voice trying to warn someone. Long ago, monks lived in the monastery. They lived on the lonely hill. They were quiet men, dedicated men. They prayed and read ancient books. Their most important job was the bells. The monastery bells needed to ring. They rang them every single day. It was a sacred, careful duty, a duty that protected the valley. So the story said. Every night they rang 12 bells. 12 clear chimes echoed out. This ritual was very important. It was to keep something away, something dark, something very old, something that slept beneath the hill. The village felt safe hearing them. The bells were like a shield made of sound, protecting them from the unknown. One deep winter night, a storm came. Wind howled like a hungry wolf. Snow fell thick and heavy and fast. Then a new bell began to ring, a 13th bell unheard before. Its sound was terrible and strange. It chilled every heart in Eldergrove. No one had ever heard such a sound. It was not like the other 12. It was a sound of pure dread. The next morning, sun shone on snow, but the monks were gone, vanished. Every single one of them disappeared. The monastery was empty and cold. So terribly silent, it hurt the ears. Only the 13th bell seemed to hum. A faint, dark vibration in the air. So the monastery was sealed shut. The story became a hushed whisper, a warning passed down through time. Evelyn Hart was a student. She was young and very curious. She loved old stories and legends. She loved mysteries nobody could solve. Forgotten places called out to her. She read many, many books. She was always looking for answers, for hidden things, for lost secrets. That was what she loved most, finding what was meant to stay hidden. In a dusty library corner one day, she found a small, forgotten book. It was very old, its pages brittle. It whispered of a place called Eldergrove. It spoke of monks who had vanished, and a strange, terrible 13th bell. Evelyn felt a shiver run down her spine, a little thrill of fear and excitement. She had to know more about it. She had to find this Eldergrove. Evelyn took an old, rattling bus. It went to the village of Eldergrove. The village was quiet and sleepy, just like the old book had said. The monastery stood on the hill, dark, imposing, silent, waiting. Evelyn felt a rush of excitement, but also a knot of fear. A cold feeling touched her skin, like a breath from the stones. The few villagers she met warned her. "Don't go up there to the monastery. It's a bad place," an old woman said. But Evelyn couldn't stay away now. The monastery pulled at her thoughts. She felt its secrets calling to her. Fear mixed with her strong curiosity. She felt she had to see inside. She had to know what happened there, no matter what they said. Evelyn found a loose board at the back, a hidden way into the sealed monastery. Inside, dust lay thick like a shroud. Cobwebs hung like ghostly gray curtains. The air was heavy, still, and so cold, much colder than it was outside. She felt eyes watching her every move, unseen eyes, hidden in the dark. She knew she was not alone. Something was there with her. At night, she explored with her flashlight. She moved carefully through the halls. She heard faint chimes like soft bells, but the old bells were still and broken. She heard soft whispers all around, like voices trapped inside the stone walls. Shadows danced when she wasn't looking. It was very spooky, very chilling. She felt a presence, ancient and sad. Or perhaps it was not sad, but angry. She found strange symbols on the walls, carved deep into the cold stone, hidden in dark passages and rooms. They showed robed monks in fear, and a dark, swirling shape below them. Something trapped deep under the earth, deep under the monastery's foundation. She saw quick, scary visions in her mind. Visions of fear and a terrible sound, and a deep, dark, hungry pit. What was hidden there in the dark, beneath the cold stone floor of that place? What were the monks guarding so fiercely? What terrible thing did the 13th bell unleash upon them that winter night? The monastery kept its secrets well, buried deep within its crumbling stones. But one chilling question remained, a question that echoed in the silence. What would happen if the 13th bell rang again?